Hey guys, this is John from US Dash Camera. Today I got a pretty quick video. This is the CPL or Circular Polarizing Lens Filter for the Street Guardian SG9665GC. So the purpose of a CPL, if you don't already know, is to help block out reflections in the windshield. So when you view your video, your dashboard or anything on your dashboard isn't going to reflect in the windshield as much, so you'll get a clearer picture. So this is an official Street Guardian product, but in a way it's sort of a custom-made product also. The lens is made in Germany, and you'll see it's actually pretty high quality, pretty thick with 4 different layers, while the frame or the bracket for this CPL is actually 3D printed by Shapeways. Shapeways is a company that can do single or large orders of 3D printed products. You just send in your 3D design and they'll print it out for you. So here you can see that it says that it's adjusted in the factory, but I would actually recommend checking to make sure that it is properly adjusted, just because it can slide around a little bit in there. I was told by Pier 28 that future releases are going to have a lens that's actually glued in place, or somehow it's going to be held still so you won't have to adjust it. And I believe if you purchase them from today on, they should actually have that feature, I believe. But here you can see it does rotate a little bit, so that's why I suggest making sure that it does actually reduce the reflections like it should, and I'll show an example of that later. This does actually remind me of my Blackview CPL filter, because I also used Shapeways 3D printed bracket. But here you can see it slides right on, and it's tight enough where it doesn't fall off if you hit bumps or anything while you're driving. But sometimes when I pull it off the mount, it actually does fall off. So if you're having any issues, I would recommend just maybe using a tiny bit of electrical tape. And it is worth noting that this won't fit the A118 or the B40 cameras, because those do actually have a different shaped lens, so this only fits the Street Guardian. So let's go ahead and take a look at putting it on. So typically how I test these is I put something white on the dashboard, and I've been trying this a few times lately, but just because of the lighting or how cloudy it's been or where I've been doing this, the effect hasn't been that great. But that's because the effect does make a difference depending on the lighting. So on a really sunny day it might help more than on a cloudy day. But there you can see the white does actually get reduced quite a bit. Now I also live in Minnesota, and it's dark by the time I get out of work now, so that usually reduces the amount of time it can do stuff like this on weekdays. So this was the best day footage I could get to show the difference when you adjust the lens. But I've seen pictures or videos that other people have done, and it can be quite a big difference, like I said, depending on the conditions that you're driving in. So I'll provide a link down below to Dashcamtalk, where there is a pretty long thread going on right now on the forums, where a lot of people have been posting comparison pictures and videos. So check that out, and let's go ahead and take a look at some actual comparison footage. Now, some of this footage is actually dated from quite a while ago. I was trying to find good footage that was pretty comparable, so I did the best I could with what I had still. And since the weather hasn't been playing nice lately, I just had to go back into my old footage. But here you can see this is without the CPL, and one thing to point out is the reflection of the dashboard. Now here you can see, especially in the bottom left and right corners, you'll definitely see a more defined dashboard reflection in the footage without the CPL. But it's also been really cloudy lately, so I haven't been able to find my own great footage, which is why I suggested going to Dashcamtalk. But here again is that original clip without the CPL, and it looks pretty obvious that the dashboard here does reflect even on these cloudy days. Now here at night, you can see that the light from my dashboard actually lights up the windscreen quite a bit, and Now when we cut over to the CPL, you'll see that you can still see a little bit of the digital numbers, but all of the blue is gone, and that blue is still there, it's still on, it's just actually being filtered out. So even at night you can see it filters out reflections, but you can still make out the road. It doesn't make the road or any of the cars too dark either. I used to not want to use a CPL because I got too lazy taking it on and off, and I typically would suggest taking it off at night. But if your camera has really good night footage, like the Street Guardian, then I would recommend just leaving it on. I think it looks good enough at night still. It doesn't really darken it very much, and if you're taking it on or off, you're likely to forget it. So leaving it on is very convenient, and with how good the night quality is on this camera, it doesn't bother me at all. So if you're interested in this, I will provide a link down below to Amazon, and like I said, this was provided to me by Pure28. They also sell it on Amazon, but I'll provide a link to both stores if you would like to decide between the two. The last I saw, it was priced at about $42, but that might have been a sale price. It might go up or down. So anyways, check out the links down below. Hope you enjoy this video. Drive safe, and thanks for watching.